The purpose of the March on Washington was to make blacks have equal rights.
Jimmy Lee Jackson died in a riot on Bloody Sunday. His grandfather inspired the march because of him. Bayard Rustin did a lot of the organizing. There were helicopters to control the people and National Guards and state troopers to help also.
There were 2,000 buses, 10 airplanes, 21 trains, countless cars, countless people walking, and one person roller skating, all going to the march.
There were 300 portable toilets, 22 first aid stations, hundreds of stretchers, 8,000 lunches, and 20 water fountains.
The march was to take place between the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Monument. In between the Washington and the Lincoln Monument was 1/2 mile, but all the way around was 1 whole mile. Besides the rain and the bad weather, marchers still marched happily.
People carried picket signs to send a message. They wanted equal voting rights, decent housing, jobs, and they really wanted Jim Crow to go. The end.
Rosa Parks. Rosa was a girl who liked fishing. There was an old white woman in Pine Level who took her bass fishing. She was kind to Rosa and her grandparents. She treated them as equals. That proved that not all whites were against the laws, the Jim Crow laws.
One day, Rosa was walking through a white neighborhood. A white boy on roller skates slammed into her. Rosa turned back and shoved him back. The boy's mother was standing close by and told Rosa that she would be in jail forever. Rosa later wrote, "So I told her that he had pushed me and that I didn't want to be pushed, seeing that I wasn't bothering him at all."
Bus seating. Bus seating was very complicated back then. There was the driver, the front door, the white section, the black and white section, and the black section. Blacks could only enter the back door, and whites usually only entered the front door. Black and whites could not sit in the same row. If a white sat down in a row, all the blacks in that row had to move and get into a different row that didn't have any whites in it. One time, Rosa was sitting in the black and white section when a white came up to her row. The other black in her row moved, but Rosa would not move. The bus driver called the police, and the police handcuffed her.
Rosa went into jail for a little while. Her friends had to pay $14 to get her out. That was a lot of money back then.
Virginia and Clifford Durr. Virginia Durr was Rosa's best friend. Clifford Durr was Virginia Durr's husband. Virginia Durr was very important to Rosa. She helped Rosa pay to go to a school for blacks and whites who were fighting for civil rights, or blacks' rights.
Funeral. Rosa died on October 24th, 2005 at the age of 92. Rosa's coffin was brought to the White House. It was the first time a woman has been honored this way. More than 4,000 people attended the funeral.
The end.